Hello. In today's video, we'll be discussing 15 ways in which people struggling financially waste their money. Our goal is to help you identify possible mistakes you might be making in your daily life, especially regarding finances. We've observed that many people lack a clear understanding of where their money is actually going. As you go through this list, you can analyze whether you are guilty of the same wasteful spending habits we'll be discussing. Before we begin, remember that in the pinned comment, you'll find a unique opportunity to start earning between $5,000 and $30,000 per month using just your phone and an internet connection. Click on the pinned comment and check it out right now. If you enjoy the video, like it, subscribe, and leave your comment. Without further ado, here are the 15 ways people struggling financially waste their money. First, credit cards. The last thing someone facing financial difficulties should use. Being in a tough financial situation and still using credit cards is like digging yourself deeper into a hole you may never escape from. Credit cards offer temporary financing at the cost of a debt that can consume your life. When you're in debt, you're no longer working for yourself. Your life is no longer your own until the debt is paid off. Unfortunately, many people max out their credit cards on non-essential items, turning it into a monthly habit that's hard to escape. Second, aesthetic and beauty treatments. Have you noticed how much people spend on manicures and unnecessary hairstyles? Often these individuals have overdue bills, car issues, and a packed schedule, yet they choose to spend time and money at the salon. One of the most frustrating things we see is how these expenses prevent people from improving their lives. After working hard all week, they reward themselves with a new hairstyle that will only last a few weeks. The worst part is that many times these luxuries are done to impress others. And the result? These procedures rarely last more than 2 weeks. Have you noticed how almost all wealthy people have the same simple haircut, and how none of the successful female entrepreneurs have diamonds or large embellishments on their nails? It's a matter of priority. First, fix your life, and then you can do whatever you want with your excess capital. Instead of throwing money out the window, start working on your financial life. Number 3. Impulse buying. No, you don't need multiple phone cases, collection of fun socks, mugs, and pillows from your favorite show, kitchen gadgets that you know you'll use only once and then forget about in the cabinet. If we were to list all the useless things people buy, this video would never end. You are well aware of what is essential in your life and what you truly need. Everything else is just marketed to make you spend. Big brands are brainwashing people into thinking they need these products. The moment you learn the difference between need and want, you'll start taking control of your life. A study conducted in the UK showed that the average Briton will spend over £150,000 on impulse purchases in their lifetime, while the average American will spend around $5,000 per year. That's a lot of money that could be used to improve people's lives. Number 4. Food waste. You probably have no idea how much food you're throwing away. People buy food thinking they will consume it, but 9 times out of 10 they're wrong. On average, a person throws away 40% of the vegetables they buy, 17% of their dairy, and 14% of their meat. The average American family is wasting about $20,000 a year on discarded food. Food waste rates are nearly the same whether you're poor or middle class, but this waste hurts the poor far more than the rich. Number 5. Miracle diets and weight loss products. If you've spent 20 years gaining weight, neglecting your health, and eating poorly, do you really think you can lose 50% of your weight in 3 months with a miracle tea? You saw a beautiful, fit, 20-year-old promoting a shake on Instagram or TV that claims to help burn fat? Let me tell you a secret. That young woman, and all the others you see with toned bodies in those videos, personal trainers whose job is to work out 14 hours a day, every day. You don't need slimming tea, a waist trainer, or those amazing genes that claim to shape your body. How many times will you allow yourself to be fooled by products designed to target people looking for quick and easy solutions? The only way to get in shape is to acknowledge that you're out of shape and need to do something about it. You will only be able to change when you realize that a poor diet is harming your health. People need to stop overeating They need to go for a run once in a while, and, most importantly, they need to move. You don't need to spend a penny on weight loss products. You need to work on your mindset. If you're struggling with willpower to make a change, you'll soon achieve what you desire. Remember to take full responsibility for what's happening in your life. Number 6. Spiritual items. It's ironic how people with little money spend what they do have on lucky charms or stones, supposedly bring more wealth into their lives. You have no chance of getting rich by spending $49 on rocks. We don't care if you call them crystals or minerals. That won't make you rich. And that's what matters. This applies to all spiritual items. Abstaining from buying a crucifix won't make you a heretic in the eyes of your faith. Also, remember that most of these religious organizations are primarily concerned with taking the little money you have. Number 7. Health. Health is like a dragon that grows bigger and bigger and lives with you. If you don't take care of this dragon by keeping it in good condition in all aspects, it may turn against you and destroy you. The more you ignore it, the bigger it gets, and the more damage it will do to your life. Don't want to go to the dentist to treat a cavity? Okay, but you may end up paying for an implant, which can cost up to 3 times as much. Don't want to pay for a checkup? Fine, you might end up hospitalized, and that could cost you years of work and a fortune. If you want to survive, it's cheaper to pay for a doctor's visit than a funeral. For some reason, people with less money think that if they simply ignore a problem, it will go away. But that never works. Number 8. Games and in-app purchases. I'll let the numbers speak here. 70% of gamers spend money on games within a 15-day period. Average amount these people spend on digital items every 2 weeks is $84.67. For example, Candy Crush was making $3 million a day from people buying extra lives or power-ups to progress in the game. The biggest issue with this trivial form of entertainment isn't just the money being spent, though the numbers are staggering, but the vast amount of time that is wasted. For a gamer, it's easy to rack up 1,000 hours of gameplay in a year, and it's scary to hear some people say that these are rookie numbers. The average worker earns over $20 an hour. So if you played for 1,000 hours in a year, you could have made $21,000. And that's without considering the costs of buying the game, the console, internet, equipment, etc. Number 9. New technologies. It's strange to see people you know who are not doing well financially spending ridiculous amounts of money buying the latest technologies every year. You don't need to buy the new iPhone. Even if you have the money to pay for it, you don't need it, because the value of an iPhone could be used to buy things you actually need. Similarly, you don't need a large flat-screen TV when your home requires maintenance. This also ties into the product life cycle. People who take care of their belongings tend to use them longer, saving money on maintenance costs or the initial cost of replacement. Number 10. Clubs and parties. There's no denying it. Popping a bottle of champagne at a club is an amazing feeling, with everyone looking at you. People watching you, wanting to be in your shoes, and the champagne being brought to your table as if you're a celebrity. But deep down, you know it's not fun to go back to work the next day, working your 9-to-5 shift, waiting for the next paycheck to relive that feeling for a few more hours. If you're throwing money away at clubs, that doesn't make you powerful. And if your bill is higher than your next paycheck, you're not a boss. In reality, you're the product, and the real boss is monetizing your efforts to appear as though you're living a life that isn't sustainable. There's an old saying among the wealthy that goes, "I never see you at the club, but I always see you at the bank." Number 11. Playing the lottery. When people say you have to spend money to make money, they weren't talking about lottery tickets. Those with lower incomes spend exponentially more on scratch-off tickets and casinos than all other social classes. In Australia, the average person loses just under $1,000 a year to gambling. 70% of the UK population plays the lottery regularly. A 2012 study at Yale University found that the lowest socioeconomic groups had the highest rates of lottery gambling. These rates continue to increase every year. Number 12. Smoking and vaping. The same people who gamble are also prone to developing other addictions, such as smoking. Cigarette packs are expensive, but these people feel the need to sustain their habits. A pack of cigarettes costs an average of $6.28, which means that the habit of smoking a pack a day costs $188 per month, or $2,256 per year. In 10 years, a smoking habit can cost up to $27,000, and depending on where you live, the cost can be even higher. If a couple lives together and both partners smoke, one of them is essentially working the entire month just to cover the smoking expenses for both. Currently, there are approximately 1.1 billion smokers in the world, meaning 1 in 7 people smoke. Vapes are taking the place of traditional cigarettes, and companies are making even higher profits due to this shift. If you want to be healthier, you need to quit smoking and stop nurturing habits that hold you back in life. Number 13. The bank. When the bank holds on to your money, that's exactly what happened. It just sits there. You pay a fee when you deposit your money in the bank, and you pay another fee when you withdraw it. Interest rates are so low that, depending on where you live, they may not even keep up with inflation. By leaving your money in the bank, you're fostering a false sense of financial security, but this can end up costing you dearly, both in the short and long term. Society is changing so rapidly that the old lessons about saving money no longer apply. That's why we recommend that you invest your money and put it to work for you, rather than just keeping it in the bank. Number 14. Taxes. People with lower incomes often end up paying more in taxes because they aren't generating the same type of market value the wealthy are. The rich leverage their wealth to create more value and are duly rewarded for it by the government. We're always surprised to see how people rejoice when they get money back from their tax returns. First of all, that money was already yours. The government is just giving back what was rightfully yours. Secondly, you just lost out because that money didn't earn any interest while it was with the government. If you were smarter with your money, you could be holding more of it in your hands right now. Paying taxes is, in a way, giving your money away to the government. Number 15. Donations. When you donate money to a cause, that money often doesn't go directly to those in need. It goes to pay the salaries of those involved in the charity organization. This is one of the biggest frauds in the world, and they primarily target the poor. As for some reason, they feel compelled to support others in similar situations, without realizing they are actually contributing to maintaining the structure of these organizations. To put things into perspective, a general manager of a charity, basically the head of the organization, earns an average of about $250,000 a year. This is the average salary among the top 100 charities in the UK, and a similar situation can be found almost everywhere in the world. Nearly 35% of the money that goes to charity is spent on fundraising efforts. So instead of donating to large institutions with huge overhead costs, consider contributing to a local shelter, finding ways to create direct opportunities for those in need. Teach someone to fish, rather than just giving them the fish. Since you've made it this far, we'll give you a bonus tip. Number 16. Trying to appear rich. Learn how to actually make money, because having wealth is better than just pretending to have it. Let's assume 2 people each receive $2,000. One of them decides to go to a party and spends $800 in one night, posting photos on social media, making others think they are living a financially comfortable life. The other person, however, chooses to invest their money and gets a 10% return, increasing their capital to $2,200. While the first person only seems to be doing well, the second is actually building their wealth. The goal should be to be rich, not just to look rich. Remember that your actions should always come from a place of growth. This is how you escape poverty. Whenever you're about to buy or do something, ask yourself if you're making that decision to improve your current situation or to ensure a prosperous future.